Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year, YouTube. This is Choices with Chichi, and my name is Jagozi Madindu. Oosh, I'm so excited to have you guys with me. It's such an amazing time to be alive. God is about to do amazing things in this new year, in this new decade, and it's a thing of joy to be alive to witness it. So this year, we're starting with the topic: why did I get married? Why did I get married? So, this is one question people fail to ask themselves, but the truth is everybody has a reason why they got married. I had this friend who was just tired with the whole family drama, and she was like, God, I can't just wait to leave this house. Like, I can't just wait to marry and go. I've seen people who want to marry to change their financial status, male and female alike. I've seen, people who want to just have a legitimate avenue to have children. I've seen guys who are like, I just need a woman to come and man the house site so that I can focus on my career. But the truth is, you need to know why you want to get married, because like we said in our previous videos, once you do not have your right reasons, you breed false expectations. And once you start having false expectations about marriage, you're destined to be disappointed. But I hope that that's really nobody's portion, So I'll be sharing my story. I'll answer why I got married, but I need to let you know the background to why I got married. And then of course, you'll hear what other people had to say about their reasons for getting married. My story, very funny, full of irony. I must warn you ahead of time. Here I was, just baby girl, boss lady, content with my life, moving on. I knew where I was coming from. I had an idea where I was going to. I didn't have the full picture, honestly, but I just knew that marriage was not in the plan. I know that my mom used to shout, Chichi, stop saying you will not marry, you so shake pay for yourself. I'm like, let this shake catch me. I'm not marrying. I beg, I'm not marrying this marriage. She was really bothered. I had said it so much, and I honestly believed I wasn't going to get married. Then my husband came along, and from the beginning I told him, so I thought, he said this thing will not work. I'm like a ticking bomb just waiting to explode. Run for your life. And then he stayed and he prayed a lot, because I was a lot to handle, but as he stayed, he helped me see reason. He helped me understand. He loved me to a point I began to understand that not all men were predators, and not all marriages were destined to fail. Apart from the prayer, we took practical steps. We had to start reading materials about marriage. At some point, we had to go for intensive marriage counseling. We even mingled with friends who knew where they were going to with their lives and their marriages. We let people whose marriages we admire mentor us. It was a very deliberate effort to basically decant all the negativity I had about marriage. What were they? I had seen marriages start and fall suddenly, and I just couldn't understand how the love we saw on the altar, the pictures we saw, how did you guys go from up there to down there? This one is exchanging words, they're beating each other, they're fighting, they're calling family members to settle quarrels. I couldn't understand it. I saw relationships basically tear people apart. I saw the devastating effects these broken marriages and broken relationships had on these innocent children that he asked to be born into such circumstances. And I saw the long-term effects he had on children and other people in the society. And I just didn't want to be a part of it. I remember saying that, okay, so I'll build my career until I'm in my late 30s or early 40s, and then I'll start gifting myself children. Like when I'm 42, I'll just have one baby. When I'm 44, I'll have another baby. Don't ask me how I plan to have the children, because even me, I did not know. But I just knew that I really wanted kids. But I didn't want to be involved in the whole marital drama. And then my husband came and gave me reason. Now, the Bible says that there are two kinds of wisdom. There's the wisdom of the world, and there's the wisdom from above. That's James 3:17 or so. Wisdom from above, when it sees reason, it yields. So I yielded, and now I'm married, so I guess I'm a wise woman. Anyway, so I just needed to give you the background of how I didn't want to marry, and then my husband came, and we'll listen to what other people had to say, and when I come back, I'll let you know why I got married. Ciao, see ya.
First of all, I got married because I wanted wanted to start out my life, have my family, build my own home, do what's important for me, and all that. And that means I needed to have someone who understood me, who understood what I was about, and would be there for me through it all. And God gave me that with my husband. So when that clicked, I was like, wow, okay, let's begin to look at this. And also at stages of life, I wanted to settle, I wanted to have my children early, because I had intention of getting married, so I wanted to have it early. So he came around, we looked at it, and hey, got married. And also your family, every parent's dream is to have the kids grow up, settle down, and do their own thing, and build their lives. So that's also another factor, and had the support. And so we got married, and voila, here I am. Married 2 years, and almost 2 years and counting. It's been a wonderful journey, blessed with a daughter. So great. So the major thing I would say is know why you're getting married. Don't get married because you're running from something, or you want to leave home, you're tired of them. No, don't get married. Get married for you, because you want to get married, because you found someone who you want to share the rest of your life with. And you also have to be ready mentally, physically, psychologically, and financially. You have to be your own person, like we discussed, and then you can actually get married and build a wonderful family and build your own world. So that's how I got married. So bye.
I've been married for 9 years this year. Whoop, whoop. We thank God. I have 3 lovely children. So why did I get married? I got married because I love love. I am a lover girl. I love love. I love love stories. My parents are beautiful. They made marriage look so easy. In fact, sometimes I just feel like, like shouting, like you guys made it look like it was all rosy and everything. Yes, but that's really why I got married. I got married because I love love. I got married because my parents have a beautiful marriage, and I couldn't wait to also experience that kind of love and friendship and companionship. Yeah. And then I've always believed in family. I've always believed in having kids in wedlock. But I told myself if by 36 I wasn't married, I would have kids by myself, which, looking now is just thank God did not answer that prayer, because I would have been so miserable. Yeah, everybody, different strokes for different folks, but looking back, I'm so thankful he did it for me when I wanted it, and I'm glad I'm married. I'm glad I have lovely children. I'm glad I have a husband who is supportive. Yeah, we have misunderstandings here and there, but I'm happy I'm married. Yep. Thank you.
I got married because God said I should. No, it's not one of them stories. It's peculiar to me though, so it might not apply to everybody. I am in love with my husband, hopelessly and helplessly in love with him, but that wasn't the sole reason why I agreed to marry him. I mean, I had to love him to marry him, but I agreed to marry him because God said, it's time, you can. And in agreeing to date him in the first place, after God said it was okay, that I could go ahead, that yes, he approved of it, it's just playing to the fact that I trusted God. He's my father, he's good. He made me, he created me with a purpose and a plan, and if he says this is good and it's time for this, then I trust that it is. And I believe that everybody has got a journey in life, and everyone has got a path that has been cut out for them, and at every point God has put vehicles to take you to the next phase, of your life, take you to the next phase of that journey. And at that point that I got married, marriage was the vehicle that God had prepared for my husband and I to take us to the next phase. Like I said, this is coming back to the fact that I completely trust that God is infinite in wisdom and He is abundant in love, and He's got my best interest at heart, and above all, He wants me to fulfill purpose and plan. And every day I wake up in this marriage, I understand more why I am married, and I can see where my husband and I are going with this marriage. And while I was thinking about this topic, God gave me a scripture, 1 Kings 17, 6 to 17, I believe, the widow of Zarephath. And the Bible said that God said to Elijah, "Go to Sidon. I have prepared a widow to take care of you." Now, God is infinite. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the end. He knows what's going to happen before He does. He knew that a time will come in Elijah's life where there will be no rain because He didn't send any. And He would need to sustain Elijah. God is God. He could have decided that, you know what, I'm going to send you some fresh bushmeat every day. Send some bread. I'm going to cause water to burst out of your bedroom, just for you. But no, He said, "Guy, go to Sidon. I have prepared someone to take care of you." And at that point, the widow of Zarephath was that vehicle that God had prepared to sustain Elijah. And do you know what's funny? Like, if you read the story to the end, you find out that God also enriched her life. So it looks like God was trying to, carry out the ultimate purpose and plan by leading Elijah to the widow so he can sustain him and he can just carry on with the work of God. But God was also thinking about the widow, and He already mapped out a plan to take care of her. And that's something that I also see with marriage, that I acknowledge that marriage is a beautiful thing, is a good thing, a vehicle that God has put my husband and I in to take us to where He would ultimately have us be. But in doing so, He's enriching our lives as well, just to show you that God is good and He thinks about His children. He's not a slave master. He's not a taskmaster that says, "Oh, do this, do that." When He asks you to do something, He's asking you to do it because He knows that ultimately it would be good for you. So, yeah, I got married because Baba said, "It's time."
Wow, amazing stories. It's exciting to know that a lot of people knew why they wanted to get married even before they got married. For me, at first, why did I want to get married? At some point it was like, okay, I'm convinced, let's marry and see. So I married to carry out an experiment to see if this thing they say about marriage is true. Can it really be as sweet as they say it? My dear, I have come, I have seen, and I can categorically say that marriage can be fun. Marriage is fun. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage is an institution set up by God, and only God can help you enjoy it. One of the things we really did that helped us was to set up marriage goals. We had like our vision, we had like our marriage mission statement, and that's exactly what I'll talk about in my next video. That has guided us till today. This year will be 4 years. We are 3 years plus. This year will be 4 years, and it's been amazing. Has it been rosy all through? Nah, for where? Do we have our differences? You have no idea. Well, God has been helping us, So I just want to encourage you out there. This is me, remember, who did not want to marry, who didn't want to see men. I was like an angry person telling you that marriage can be fun. So I just want to encourage you. Why did I get married? Choices with Chichi was one of the reasons why I got married. I got married to inspire hope in you, to let you know that we can do this. Marriage is very important to God, and we have come to understand that anything that's important to God is also important to the devil. But see, guys, we can do this. We can do this. I think it was in 2017. I did like a 7-week series for singles on my blog. Yes, so I have a blog, and I'll leave the link to the blog in the comment section below. I did a 7-week series on why people wanted to get married, and there were a lot of wonderful feedback. And I remember once saying, somebody writing to me and saying, I want to get married to piss the devil off, to piss him real good. And that was an exciting read. I just hope somebody out there is encouraged. I hope you're encouraged also. If you've not gotten married, I hope you're encouraged to look and scrutinize your reasons for getting married and try and get it right. If you've gotten married, it's still not late. You can still come together with your spouse and begin to talk about what you guys want to do with your marriage, because marriage is bigger than us. I hope you had a wonderful time listening to all of us. We love you. We really love you. We really, really love you, and we hope you have a wonderful time this weekend. We hope you have a wonderful time reflecting, over that marital issue, over that your relationship. And I hope you make very sound choices. Remember, sound choices. Choices, yes. All right, guys. See you in my next video.